It's Saturday, March 21st, 2026. It is a beautiful day here in Dundalk, Maryland. So I wanted to get out and have a Xennial discussion with everybody. I'm here at a park, local park here. Got some scenery here. There's my car. It's nice and clean. Cleaned it the other day. Birds are chirping, spring's in the air. Leaves are not really budding quite yet. Oh, they're budding on this tree. Some of the leaves are budding on that. Beautiful day, some families are out. Looks nice. Really nice looking park. So yesterday, Norris passed away. So Chuck Norris died at the age of 86, had a long life, God-fearing Christian man. A lot of people my age and older, I would say probably a lot of people from the age of 32, maybe 33 and older, who knew about Chuck Norris, that watched any of his movies, that watched Texas Ranger back in the 90s with their parents or their family. My parents loved that show. My mom still watches it today, all the reruns. When I go to visit her house, she's 79 years old. She loved Chuck Norris. My older brother was a huge Chuck Norris fan. I think when he was a teenager and a kid, he wanted to be like Chuck Norris. He was into karate. And that's what I was into too. So I wanted to talk about all of the nostalgic people in our lives for us Xennials and Mellinials that are really passing away. We have Hulk Hogan, who passed away a few months back. That was sad. I don't know if anyone saw his WWE memorial video, but he boosted that song "Ordinary" by Alex Ward, and that went to top of the charts just because of that. It was shown on WWE. It's a very good memorial video, and it really struck a chord with you. If you were like a fan of Hulk Hogan growing up, watching that video, it really hit you deep, And I'm 43. I'm watching all my teenage and child action hero idols passing away now. Really makes you think about a lot of things. Chuck Norris, I would watch The Way of the Dragon with Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee back in the day when I was a kid. We had it on video. Terry'd watch it. That was like an iconic, that is to this day the most iconic martial arts fight in movie history. I don't care what anyone says. Show me a more iconic fight than Bruce Lee versus Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris was like a 8th degree black belt in certain karate. He was a 9th degree in another one. I can't even pronounce what type of karates he was in. I think it was a 3rd degree in jiu-jitsu. He was a 6-time kickboxing champion of the world, or karate champion. I think it's karate champion back in the 70s. There's no one else that I know of, at least that's publicly known. You'd probably have to dive really deep and really know about martial arts and karate and all that. But I don't know anyone else who's more accomplished than Chuck Norris. Let me know if you're into that stuff. Maybe I should have Googled this before, but if you're into that stuff, Google that and let me know if there's any type of person that's more accomplished in karate than Chuck Norris, because really I don't know who it is. Check out this. So this is the back end of the park. I haven't really been back this far. It's my first time down to the pier. But Chuck Norris was basically the quintessential good guy icon for all those Xennials, Millennials, Gen X, even Boomers. Like, basically, he was the guy in the movies that was the good guy that would defend good values and basically defend, you know, like the United States against the bad guys, the terrorists. You know, he would save people like missing in action. That was a great movie. Invasion USA, kind of a really far-stretched movie, but he basically beat up all the bad guys that were trying to invade the USA. It was just action, one action scene after another of him killing bad guys, basically blowing up a bus and all that. You know, gosh, there's so many movies that he made in the 80s. Delta Force 2. Look at this beautiful scenery. I've never been back here. I've lived here. Maybe I have, and I don't remember. I've lived here since 2008. I thought I've been to all the parks. I've been to this park plenty of times. I don't think I just ever walked back here to check out the water. Not bad. Got a little fishing pier there. This is not far from Sparrows Point, where all the warehouses are. Basically a mile from there, mile and a half. Down Peninsula Highway, Expressway. We call it Peninsula. Late at night on the weekends, you'll see cars racing out here. No one's driving on it. It's a straightaway. So after 11 o'clock at night, often in the summertime, there'll be the racers. Young people in their Civics, Acuras and whatever, go over there and race. Beautiful scenery. That house is probably one of the most expensive houses in Dundalk. On the water like that. Beautiful day for a park. A little windy, about 64, 65 degrees. Probably about the nicest day, second nicest day or so in 2026 so far. I'm looking forward to a lot more nicer days. But yeah, guys, like Chuck Norris passed away, 86 years old. A lot of our icons that we grew up with, they're all just passing away. Just makes you feel nostalgic, you know? Nostalgic of the past, what we watched in the past on TV, what we grew up with. And all those things are slowly passing on. And I think we really lived in an awesome time where we got to experience all that, because movies today and the 2020s are purely garbage. Hollywood's in the gutter. I don't think Hollywood will ever be what it once was. We're not going to have any special action hero guys. That these kids today, they don't have any of that. They don't have action hero idols anymore. Most of the parents today are showing older movies, like Toy Story 1 and 2. Those are decades old now. You know, my little grandnephew, he's 3. He watches his favorite movie is Toy Story and Toy Story 2. But yeah, we grew up with all those cool action movies. You know, I was into G.I. Joes and guns and water guns when I was growing up. I loved watching all the just action ninja movies. American Ninja, who remembers that series? They had like 5 American Ninja movies, I think. They weren't great. They weren't great movies. They were like B budget movies at the time in the 80s, but they were still cool. They were quintessential 80s. For sure, the fight scenes in them. You know, people got into ninjas because of that. That, and of course you had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Kids loved those that cartoon. And then we got into the video games with the karate. And then you had Mortal Kombat and stuff like that. But yeah, a lot of nostalgia is being reminisced lately, I'm sure, by a lot of Xennials. And Chuck Norris is one guy that was true to the heart, Christian, family man, just a really good person. And you know, we're all going to probably be watching a lot more Chuck Norris in the coming year or so. I am. If you grew up with Chuck Norris, let me know in the comments. If you're a Chuck Norris fan from the past, are you going to be watching any of his old movies, any of his old shows coming up in the recent days? I think 2026 is going to be a nostalgia year for me, as I've going into my middle of my life now. And I'm definitely going to catch up on some old 80s movies, and just reminisce about times before the internet, when things were a lot better. A whole lot better, in my opinion. Just, I think a lot of things were better back in the 80s and 90s compared to today. And there's something, we definitely have some cool conveniences. We can grab info a whole lot faster. We can definitely check out what we do on a day-to-day basis. We can always go and download any movie. We have everything at our fingertips now. Well, you still have to pay for a lot of movies, but legally. But yeah, it's just awesome in some aspects of what we do today compared to the past. But you had a simpler life in the past. You sat down and watched movies. These kids today don't watch movies. They watch reels. They don't have an attention span for movies anymore. It's just all changed. Even adults are turning into that. You know, we just don't have as much desire to watch movies. Take the time to sit down and watch a movie with some popcorn or some snacks, some candy, and just sit for 2 hours and watch an actual movie and be into the movie. It's really changed in recent years because of Reels and TikTok culture and the whole internet. I think people need to learn to slow down and take time to relax today. Get out there, enjoy the weather, walk around like I'm doing now. That's what I would recommend. Take your time, go and relax. Get out and walk. Enjoy life. Get out of your room or your house and watching reels all day. That would be my advice. You know, we ain't getting any younger for us Xennials and Mellinials. And, you know, my channel's new. I want to gear it towards Xennial and Millennial. Maybe some younger Gen X. If you're in your late 40s or early 50s, yeah, welcome to the channel. If you're in your early 30s, welcome to the channel. Very late 20s even. And I'll get into the differences between Xennials and Millennials at some point in the future, in my future videos. You know, I have a niece that's 14 years younger than me. She's definitely grown up with a different environment than I did. I mean, she sees aspects of it from when she was a little kid, but she definitely didn't grow up in the same way that I did, living in the 80s and early to mid 90s. She was born in 96. Yes, she's technically barely a millennial, but she's closer to Zoomer than regular millennial, in my opinion, with her life experiences. But anyway, this is a quick video. I'm going to cut it down. I know you guys don't want to stay tuned for past than 15 minutes. I'm going to walk around the park here and get some exercise in before I think of another video to shoot. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to grow it. And as I talk and walk, I'm sure I'll get better at this. And yeah, you'll see me walking around areas where I live on beautiful days like this, getting my exercise, and talking to you guys. That's basically what this channel is about. So yeah, like, subscribe, share. I'm trying to grow it, and I hope to conversate with you guys in the comments. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys.